talk about Hardwired to Self-Destruct by Metallica this week because I have listened to the album so crazy much that it's just unreal. And yeah, let's just get talking. So as you can see, this cover is the deluxe edition. I got the deluxe edition because when the guy at the store asked me if I wanted an edition of 3 CDs or 2 CDs, I was like, do you even need to ask this? Hello. So I got the one with 3 CDs, of course. And the album cover is a little bit different from the normal edition or so, and I really like that. I really like that the I don't know how you pronounce that word, the vinyl edition has one cover and the deluxe edition has one cover and the normal edition of the CD has one cover. I really like that, and I'm not sure if this is my favorite version of the cover, but I think it's really cool. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It just opens up this whole new world. I really like it. And as you can see, the M's, the logos here on the CDs actually have colors on them. So this is red, this is yellow, and this is blue. And I think that actually corresponds with the vinyl editions because that actually has colored like discs, and it's so cool. It's so thought through, and I'm really impressed with that. So yeah, I got the deluxe edition and I'm so happy. But this is a music album, so we need to talk about more than just how it looks. So let's get talking about the songs. Yeah, and despite the stage by Avenged Sevenfold, which released quite some weeks ago now, I had some trouble finding a favorite song on that album because they were all so big and floaty and everything. I really love that album. But on Hardwired, I heard this one song. When the album released, I listened through the whole album, and I heard this one song which was like, I think this might be my favorite song of the album because it's so in your face. It's just unbelievable. It's like when you listen to this particular song, especially there are some of these songs on the album which have the same effect, but this song is just so in your face. It's like when you listen to it in your room, it's like you don't listen to it in your room, it's actually in the room with you because it just goes through your computer screen or however you listen to it. It just goes through the medium that you're listening through it through, and it's just so present. It's just so like, I am here now, you are listening to this song, and I am just so badass. Can you even? And this song is Spit Out the Bone, which is actually the last song of the album. So I listened to the whole track and I was like, okay, it has been a cool track so far. But when Spit Out the Bone came on, I was like, oh my god, this is the track of the album. And I've seen some reviews, some of them which actually sort of slays Metallica in terms of them being not original enough, which I don't agree in at all. And some of them which were actually like, Spit Out the Bone is just insane. And I so agree, and it was just magic when I heard it the first time, and I just couldn't stop listening to it. So yeah, it's my favorite song of the album, and it's so cool. With that being said, I do actually have some other songs which are quite far up there along with Spit Out the Bone. Spit Out the Bone has the first place in my opinion, but sort of really close up to it is actually the Hardwired song in itself. And Atlas Rise, I really like Atlas Rise, and I actually am so in love with Man Unkind. It's so cool. Confusion is also a pretty cool song, but those three, Hardwired, Atlas Rise and Man Unkind, is actually, oh man, they are so cool. And the Atlas Rise and Hardwired are some of these songs that actually have the same effect as Spit Out the Bone has, which is sort of like, I'm here, you're listening to this, and just be ready to just listen to this. And I really like that. The lyrics in Man Unkind is actually some of my favorite things about that particular song, and I'm just so impressed with it. And the intro in Hardwired is probably my favorite part of the song. And the splitting of the intro, because you have the intro which turns into be the verse, but then you cut out the last part of the intro, so you have sort of this A part and B part of the intro in the same riff, and you split those so that the A part is actually in the verse and the B part comes later in the song without the A part. And I think it's a really cool way of making songs, because you have this one badass riff, you split it in half, and you sort of make an entire song just based on this split of this one riff, which is just so cool. And I really like it. It might be a dangerous way of making songs, because it can seem quite simple or repetitive. But when you do it right, which Metallica has done it in Hardwired, I think it's a really cool song. Song process making ish, you know what I mean. And I really like the drums of the album, and I'm not a drummer myself, so I tend to not usually judge drums too much, because I don't know the most about it. But I do know when I hear some cool drums. So I'm really impressed with the drums on Hardwired, just the track in general. But also in the verse of Here Comes Revenge, it's so cool. But then again, there is not much done wrong with the verse of Here Comes Revenge. It's such a cool verse, and it would have been on my sort of top 3, 4, 5 list if it hasn't been for the rest of the song, which I don't think sort of lives up to this complete mind-blowing verse. But I really like the verse on Here Comes Revenge, and it's so cool. And drums are a part of it, but then again, the singing and the rest of the instrument, the guitar and the bass, is actually really cool as well. And yeah, the intro to Man Unkind on the sort of cleaner parts is so cool, and the bass solo, which actually just turns into the guitar solo, or not guitar solo, but turns into this guitar bass duo solo-ish on Spit Out the Bone, is so cool. And the way he sings Spit Out the Bone, which is actually, it seems like he's just coming through your computer screen when he says Spit Out the Bone, and it's just so awesome. And oh my god, and there's these manipulated voices in Am I Savage at the 2-minute point mark ish, which is so cool. Oh my god. And yeah, there are a lot of cool songs, and I like that even after so many years, and I think they have the tendency of not repeating themselves, but you can read older songs into the newer songs, but still they are actually newer songs. I'm so impressed that you can keep making music for so insanely many years. And first of all, you don't lose your sound, and I know that a lot of people don't agree with me with Metallica not losing their sound, but I really don't think that Metallica has lost their sound through the entirety of their playing. And first of all, you keep your sound, and second of all, you actually come up with new riffs. And there goes a shout out to Mr. Kirk Hammett, which seems to have lost his phone with like 200 or 250 riffs on it, and it's just, oh no! It's such a proving statement that you are such a good musician when you can make new things over and over and over and over again in so many years. And I'm so sad he lost them. I really want to hear Hammett's riffs on this album, which I don't think there are any of them actually, because he didn't want to or didn't get to write other riffs for the album, and it's a crisis. Oh my god. But yeah, that's in short, not really short, but it's sort of in short what I find interesting and what I think about the Hardwired album. And I'm really interested to know what you're all thinking, because I know that there are so mixed opinions on the latest Metallica albums, as Death Magnetic or Hardwired to Self-Destruct. There are so mixed opinions, and I'm really interested to hear what you're all thinking about it. And if you have a favorite song, let me know what it is, and yeah, I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Also, be ready for this Sunday, because we have 2 covers coming up, which is one on Metal Sunday, the original Metal Sunday, and we have one on Metal Sunday 2.0, which happens on Patreon. So yeah, just be ready, and